Politics have been the center of the media for the past year and the center of people's discussions for many more. The country has loved nothing more than to receive insight on our president, Donald Trump. However, the country is divided. You either like him or you don't. This within itself has created a huge controversy between parties. However, the parties can't just believe things and live in harmony, and I don't expect them to. Between the riots, walks through D.C., and just the posts on social media, I have reached a level of understanding of where our nation lies today, and that leads to my number one pet peeve. People assume that if anybody has a different set of beliefs than theirs, they or their beliefs are stupid. To begin, I find this topic significantly irritating considering my community is diverse in Republicans and Democrats. More specifically, my family. They have begun to argue about certain matters and have reached a point where they have begun to belittle and demean the other. I personally feel hardly about this subject. For example, I may understand your political beliefs define who you are and how you feel about certain topics. However, your disagreements with your kin on the topic of morality should not hinder or make anyone uncomfortable enough that they don't want to be around you anymore. We find this same controversy in our community today. Kids in schools pin debates on one another for an election they can't even vote for. Not to even mention the numerous riots that have hurt peoples, cities, and homes. It has reached a personal level in a split country, and that is dangerous for everyone. I may not agree with someone for what they pursue in or what they believe in, but I cannot and will not treat them as if they weren't a person. There should be a way our families and communities can stand diversely and still be a perfect union. Second, I feel this way simply because it's wrong. There is a stern difference between trying to understand and perhaps persuade someone that what you think is correct, but you shouldn't do it in a rude and deceitful way. Both parties are guilty of this, and many people, even in our government, can't refrain from falling in this category. I don't have to agree with the person I'm talking with, however, I would not push the limits of who I was raised to be. I can state my case, and if they are intrigued, I will further the conversation. But if they are getting heated off the rebuttal, I'm going to back off because somebody's feelings will get hurt, and I would not want that to be myself or them. With the recent election of Donald Trump, debates have been at an all-time high. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, everywhere you go, you can find an argument on our new president. People go at lengths to prove that they don't believe what he believes and have made toxic any notion of his. I too may not agree with some of the things he's said or done, but he's here. We should all, no matter what you believe, stand behind him because in the end, he is who has our backs, not the enemy. President Barack Obama was also end of this king's thing for 8 years. Many rejoiced in his presidency because he was the first African American president in the U.S. That's a remarkable achievement, but because of his beliefs, some did not agree. I mention these because these are two men, polar opposites, who have been targeted and obsessed about for the sheer fact people cannot agree to disagree. These lengths people go to put their unwanted opinion in the world, and it's just wrong. Lastly, this subject is significant because this is my home, our home. Every day, another tragedy or incident occurs. Every year, since what feels like the beginning of time, people have been killed due to political disagreements. Very recently, we have had people killed because a car drove head into a riot. Our disagreements may not be at its peak, but everyone is expecting it to, but eventually will if we don't, as a nation, learn a level of composure. Some people are out fighting for women's rights and laws obtaining their medical care, and good for them. I just feel like there is a better way to go about some of these situations. There is a way of laying down what you feel is right and still being taken seriously, without picket signs and violence against your own people. This is our home, and we need to take care of it. I understand that this subject is merely about people assuming other beliefs are stupid. However, this subject goes so much deeper than that. We have a country to nurture and take care of as a whole, before someone takes this time of distraction to their advantage. We may not agree with one another 99.9% of the time, but we are brothers and sisters in this nation. The least we could do is unite. Thank you.